Alrighty guys, welcome back to the last video in the network series. I did plan on doing a few more, but I think I'm going to cap it here because this is all you really need to know for the basics. So we got network security part 2. We had security part 1 before. Alright, so we're getting straight into it. Yep, so the outline for this one, we're going to have network security overview and policies. This is just general stuff that, is just stuff you should know, but obviously not severely important, but it's stuff that you should know. Then you got security controls, you got authentication, encryption, VPNs, firewalls, intrusion detections, and intrusion prevention systems. So policies overviews, you got security policies provide direction. So this is pretty logical stuff. Organizations data assets against external internal threats. You don't want things to be stolen. That's why you have things that set protect your assets and etc. So a company can demonstrate that its information systems are secure, is more likely to attract customers, partners, and investors. So when something's got good security, good policies, it looks good and it can attract customers and all these different things. So a network security policy is a document that describes the rules governing access to the company's information resources, enforcement of these rules, and steps taken if rules are breached. So when you read terms and conditions, that's sort of like what it would be like and how it works. And it tells you what happened to your data and all this kind of stuff. So the CIA triad, this is a very important thing. This spans across all IT. It's basically about just making sure that information is safe, but eventually you go through confidentiality, which is ensuring the protection of information assets and networks from unauthorized users. You got integrity, so ensuring that the modification of the information assets is managed in an authorized manner. Availability, ensuring continuous access to information assets and networks by authorized users. Determining elements of network security. So these are the ways you can determine access control policy. So specifies how many users are allowed to access the network. Privacy policies describes when staff, customers can expect or monitoring, reporting network use. Accept all use policy. What purpose does network resources can be used? What constitutes proper and improper use of the network resources? Next one. Access control policy, auditing policy. You guys can read that. It's pretty straightforward stuff. Honestly, stuff you'll forget in about 1 week, but that's how it works. This isn't really the computational information. It's just like book read stuff that is good to know. Types of security control. You got administrative control. So this is from the top. You've got refers to policies that define personal or business practices based on the organization's security goals. Physical. So you can kind of get what physical is. Your technical. All right. So those are your types. Now, security measures. So what can we see here? So we've got authentication. So you kind of understand what authentication is. Confirms that users are who they say they are. That's what authentication is. So different metrics you can use is like bio. You got knowledge, so passwords, possession, keys, cards, inheritance, fingerprints, voice recognition, etc. Authorization gives users permission to access a resource, but first you must go through authentication to get there. So that's how it works. In order to access, you must be authenticated, then you can authorize, depending on your authentication. Auditing consists of logging security related events and all that kind of stuff. You can read that one. Encryption. So encryption, there's different types of encryption algorithms and etc. But the main thing is you get, like in the little thing I just drew that, you got like plain text. This is just an example of how it like visually looks. Plain text, encryption gets a encryption text, and the decryption is like a key and it can decrypt. But there's different encryption and decryption methods you got there. But the main premise is like masquerading data with a different algorithm to make sure that no one can like access your information. Here's some different things. You got cryptography, plain text, ciphertext, and keys. You got symmetric and asymmetric. So this one uses the same key to encrypt and decrypt. So this one is very it's not the best. Asymmetric's better. It requires everyone to have private and public keys, so they can I believe they lock it with their private key, and then they give their public key to who they're sending it to, and they unlock it via the public key that's been sent out. That's my understanding from how it works. I did it like a few months ago. I've forgotten, but I'm pretty sure that's how it works. You can brush up on that one. You got VPN. So VPN uses internet to give users or branch offices secure access to a company's network resources. VPNs use encryption technology to provide confidentiality and integrity of the internet. A tunnel is created between the VPN client and the VPN server to provide a security IP in IP. VPN can be configured on a dedicated device to handle VPN connections. So common VPNs, ISPEC, network layer, transport layer is secure sockets, and SSL transport layer. Site to site, looks like you got a visualization here, VPN enable routed. Yeah, and then client to client, so there's a VPN to client, VPN enable router, client to client here, that's client to client. Yeah, and there we go. ISPEC can be implemented in transport mode, host-to-host communications. Only the IP payload is authenticated and protected. Tunnel mode to protect the entire contents of the IP packet. IP and IP, a new IP header is generated. Benefits enables users to connect with corporate networks securely wherever an internet connection is available. Allows multiple sites to maintain permanent secure connections via the internet instead of using expensive leased lines. Reduce costs by using ISP support service instead of paying for more expensive leased line support. Firewalls. A network device to control and monitor incoming and outgoing network traffic, to allow or block specific traffic based on defined or set serial rules. You sort of see the visualization. So your network makes a request to the internet, the firewall scans the data and filters in data. Your network is granted access to the request to source. A firewall is a hardware device, software, or combination of both. So there's you can have two different types, dedicated device, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, placed between the LAN and the WAN connection. Software wall, an individual device running on the OS, a host bus, blah, blah. So you got hosts, router, network based, and then out off into the internet. Intrusion detection monitors network traffic for malicious packets or traffic patterns. Reports identified security breaches. Network-based IDS protects the entire network. Is placed in the network perimeter. Host-based IDS, HIDS, software-based application protects a single device. IPS can take countermeasures if attack is in progress. Countermeasures include reconfiguring the firewall, resetting the connection, disabling the link between external and external networks. Preventative security solutions, so preventative, detective, correction. These are just different types. So preventative are like antivirus software, firewalls. So they're stopping things from potentially happening. Detective is to detect unauthorized activity in progress or after it has occurred. Honeypot's IDS. Corrective is to repair or restore resources. So like fixing viruses, terminating a process, or rebooting a system. So in summary, network security is a document that describes the rules governing access to the company's information resources. Securing access to data includes authentication, authorization, encryption, VPN, security devices like firewalls, etc. And yeah, those are different measures you can use. All right, so that's the end of this playlist, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. The main bulk of the content is obviously in the previous videos, so you can go through them and sort of figure out how to, subnet, supernet, routing, how all that works. But yeah, I'll catch you guys in my next video, which will be something related to maybe C#. But yeah, I'll see you guys next time.